If you're just tuning in, and welcome to this episode of No Bullshit. My name's Benny Cope, and this is where I keep shit real, and we keep the fake shit down. Listen, we know that everything goes on in the world today in the internet. Everybody shares everything, but what can you buy into it? Is it bullshit, or is it for real? You're going to have both sides of the view. I'm going to ride the fence, and we're going to call it like it is. You got to see it for what it's worth to understand the value it has in it, and most of the time, it's bullshit. If you believe in the bullshit, go ahead, smash that like button or send me a message. If you want to call bullshit, again, smash that like button, send me a message. And if you don't buy into my bullshit that I'm talking here on this microphone, smash that close button and see you fucking later. That's no bullshit. Welcome to the second episode of No Bullshit. Tonight's topic's going to be stimulus, unemployment versus essential versus non-essential. Why does essential seem to value less, in my opinion? But pros and cons, we're going to look at, retired people. We're going to look at what the stimulus package means coming in here. Listen, I know that this is my second show, and I'm trying to get everything set up here. I don't have a studio, so you got to work with what I got. So that's no bullshit. So let's kind of dive right into it. Let's talk about what it's been like to be unemployed over the last 6 months, making a ton of money. Hard for me because I'm an essential worker. I won't say where I work, but I'm an essential worker. So that means that I got to go to work every day. I got to get up every morning and keep pounding things out here. And I made the same amount of money regardless. Now, some people that I know or associate with and or heard of in many facets became unemployed and became richer than me in a sense because they were getting the unemployment plus the additional $600 on top of that, which made them paid more than I'm paid. Putting a lifetime into your employment and then having somebody that didn't work as hard as you. I'm not detracting from those that were on unemployment, but if you were ever on unemployment before this pandemic, you survived on what you had, and that's what you survived on, regardless of what was going on in the United States. So getting the additional $600 on top of that, wow. I mean, just wow. Just because there's a pandemic. But before the pandemic, it was okay to live on whatever the unemployment was without the additional pandemic or not. So why not just say, unemployment doesn't run out infinitive until we say otherwise. Instead, they overpaid somebody to be unemployed. Who wants to go back to work? And let's, for instance, say all these first responders that are out there. And first responders being police, fire, people in hospitals, nurses' aides, you name it. All those people that had to be exposed that saw nothing except for a stimulus check. Now, let's talk about that for a second. So now they go to work every day. They're not getting an additional $600 on top because there's a pandemic. They make the same amount of money. They're going to get a stimulus package based on their household, number of people there. But guess what? So did the people that were getting the additional $600 on unemployment. Where is the essential workers' heroes' pay? I'm confused. And I know a lot of you out there saying, hey, you know what? It's unfair to you to say that I didn't deserve that money. Well, no bullshit. You didn't deserve it because anybody else before that was on unemployment got a certain amount whether or not there was a pandemic or not. So what should have been done is it should have been, hey, we're going to say it does not run out until we say otherwise. Instead, everybody got a ton of extra money for no specific purpose. And those that had to go to work every day, that had to serve you your fast food at your grocery stores or the first responders, didn't see an extra dime outside of the same stimulus that you got, plus your $600, plus your regular unemployment. That's bullshit. So now with that being said, let's kind of go on to phase 2 of this little program here. All those people that really don't believe in the president or the government for what it's worth. However, even though they fight against our current president, or Democratic or Republican, those who said that they don't support the commander-in-chief, our president of the United States, that can't stand this country, that have all these movements, refuse the money. Refuse the money. If the second stimulus check comes out, let it not fuel those people that are out there that are trying to push their agenda, because that's where they're getting the money, to be out on the streets protesting and causing all this stuff, because it is that money that is still feeding them. Because how can they be out there doing that and not have a dime? It's the stimulus check. Guaranteed every one of those pansies cash that check. That's no bullshit. And that's aggravating to me. So now we get our second wave of stimulus checks that are supposed to be coming out, right? There was a lot of debate between the Democratic Party and the Republican Party about the amount of trillions they were talking about and how that package is supposed to come out. And of course, before they went into recess, Congress went on their break. It never happened. They couldn't reach that agreement. Regardless of who you want to blame for that, I could give two shits. It just didn't happen before this break. So now there will be nothing until September. And now it's a little bit different, that there's supposed to be relief, possibly in, FICA or taxes or something like that, for those people that are still working. And yet the unemployment's still going to get a $400 kicker. Some of these states, for instance, no offense, New York, not that I hate New York, Boston, born and raised up in Massachusetts, definitely bleed these colors, if you can see. That's no bullshit. But he said it was laughable. The governor says it's laughable. Well, guess what? Refuse it. And you tell the people of your state that you're governing that you find it laughable that the president did an executive order trying to get everybody a little more money where it's needed, et cetera, with a long whole list of other things that this whole executive order is supposed to cover. I don't think the people find it laughable. So laugh all you want, Gov. It's your people that you're taking away from here, detracting from. Welcome to your 5 minutes of attention. That's laughable, and that's no bullshit. So tell me what you think. You guys have to like this and share this and comment away. You can comment back and forth to each other down here in the comment sections down below. This is really something that I'm trying to get off here. And I know I could be subjective, not so much objective, but I can be subjective. And I'm trying to avoid that. So yes, is it somewhat opinionated? Yeah, you know what? It's my show, and that's no bullshit. So smash the like button, make some comments, get it out there, because it has an algorithm. This shit has to circulate, and that's where I'm at. Welcome to the second episode of No Bullshit. I'm BJ Cope, and this one is over.